here has been with 3 for less than a year? All right. Who here has been with 3 roughly about 2 years or so? Maybe a little bit over 2 years. Yeah? All right. And then lastly, who here has been with 3 since the beginning or close to the beginning? Amazing. Let's give these pioneers a round of applause. Even though we all joined 3 at different times, we all share one thing in common. At some point, we all said yes to a vision. So today I want to talk about what I believe determines whether that yes becomes a long-term commitment or a lifetime journey or just a temporary stop. I want to talk about long-term vision. Let me ask you another question. Have you ever felt so excited about your business one week, and then the following week you're questioning everything, right? Maybe a customer or prospect said no, or maybe like 10 of them said no, I don't know. Maybe someone you're working with, like a fellow brand ambassador, maybe they quit, right? Maybe momentum slowed. Maybe life got a little too busy. Or maybe even circumstances happened that we never expect would happen. Right? If you've ever felt this way, you're not alone. Every successful entrepreneur has experienced moments of uncertainty. The difference isn't that successful people never experience doubt. The difference is they never allow temporary uncertainty to replace permanent vision. Storms have a way of revealing what our foundation is built upon. If our foundation is excitement, emotion, we'll get shaken. But if our foundation is purpose, we'll remain standing. Amen. So I served, like I mentioned earlier, I served 22 years in the U.S. Navy, and one of the lessons I learned very quickly was that every important mission encounters turbulence. Ships break. Yeah, I know we have the most advanced Navy in the world, but ships still break, right? Equipment fails. Weather changes. Schedules change. Plans change. The unexpected happens. There were times, I remember, we couldn't even see the horizon. The ship was rolling, everything was moving, people were getting seasick. We couldn't even tell where the sky ended and where the ocean began. But you know one thing our captain never did? He never questioned where we were going. He trusted the charts. He trusted the compass, well, GPS, right? He trusted the mission. Sometimes leadership is exactly like that. We don't always see our destination clearly, but we keep sailing. I believe business is no different. Every successful company, every successful entrepreneur, every successful leader has encountered storms. Those who succeed are not the ones who avoid adversity. They're the ones who continue sailing through it, right? I once heard someone say, people overestimate what they can accomplish in 1 year, but completely underestimate what they can achieve in 5. I believe that's so true. Let's be honest here. You have someone who joins 3 on a Monday, and by Friday, they're wondering how come they're not a director yet. Right? It's like planting a seed and digging it up the next day to see if it's actually growing. Right? Imagine planting an oak tree. You water it daily, you water it faithfully. After 1 week, nothing. After a month, still nothing. A year later, it's just a small tree. Now imagine digging it up because it hasn't been giving you shade yet. Does that sound ridiculous? That's exactly what some people are doing with their businesses. The strongest trees develop the deepest roots. The strongest leaders are developed the same way. Growth is not always visible, but it's always happening. When I started with 3 about a little bit over 3.5 years ago, I can honestly say my vision wasn't that big. I couldn't fully see what was possible yet at the time. So I borrowed someone else's vision. I listened to the different leaders. I attended every event that I could. I watched people who have already gone to where I want to go. And little by little, their vision became my vision. Eventually, that vision became my reality. And that's why events like today matter so much. Sometimes we come here not because we already have a big vision, but because we need to borrow one until ours grow. Right?
That's right.
So let me ask all of you, what's our mission? I'll take some answers here. What's our mission in doing this with the company? Or yes?
One of them is life extension. People extend their lives, and absolutely my little line is I share an app to help you get rich, you know? If you get wealthy, you just share an app and help people. That's what for me.
There we go.
I always want an app, and I love our app.
There we go. Who else? Caroline.
To make people healthier, make it income.
There we go.
That's what inspires me.
What else? Yes.
To prevent others from our stories happening to them. Mine stems from my son, but it's a very long story. But sharing that news with people, I think that can really help others prevent what happened to us to them.
Amazing. Amazing. I love those answers. Now, so let me ask you this. If our mission hasn't changed, why should our vision change? We're still helping people improve their health. We're still creating opportunities. We're still serving families. We're still changing lives. That purpose is so much greater than any single season, right? One question I regularly ask myself is not what rank am I, or how much income did I make last month? Instead, I ask myself, who am I becoming? Business is not just about building an income. It's building people, teaching resilience, teaching leadership, teaching communication, discipline, patience, service. Income comes and goes, but character stays forever. My wife Joanna and I have had moments when we felt our progress wasn't happening quickly enough. Moments where we questioned ourselves. Not because we lost faith in the company. Instead, we wondered, are we really capable of building this? Maybe some of you have already asked that question yourself. Here's what I've learned. Confidence doesn't come before action. Confidence comes after taking action. And so, as I close today, I'm going to leave you with 3 simple principles. Something about 3 that really I find comforting. First one, protect your vision. Never allow a temporary emotion steal a permanent dream. Number 2, strengthen your purpose. Reconnect with why you started. Remember the people you're here to serve. And then number 3, stay the course. Because long-term vision isn't about predicting the future. It's about staying faithful to the process long enough until the future arrives. So, I want you to imagine this. It's July 2031, 5 years from today, right? You're at another 3 event. You look around the room, right? Some faces are new, some faces are gone, some became customers, some became leaders, some became millionaires, some people quit. And then someone walks up to you and asks, what made the difference? I hope your answer is not going to be, I just got lucky. I hope your answer is, I simply refuse to quit. Because vision lets you see tomorrow even before today agrees with you. The future doesn't belong to the most talented. The future doesn't belong to the lucky. The future belongs to the people who are still here. Thank you. God bless you all.
Gosh, that was good. So you can hear Nilbert and Leffy and most of their team on Tuesdays in the morning. We do morning huddles, which we love, so it's so incredible. I am here to introduce another amazing person. She lives in Rio Grande, which is next to Pismo Beach, which is an amazingly beautiful place. She has a huge ranch, which I'm sure she's going to talk about. She's a huge community leader. She has a heart the size of Texas, maybe even bigger. And I want to tell you, one mentor we had a long time ago, he said, I am the smartest man in the room. I said, how egotistical to say something like that. And he said, but let me explain that. And he says, because I created a community of people that in any moment I could say, I need this, I need that, how does this work? Dr. Bob explained this. She surrounds herself with a community of people that can answer any kind of a question. And it's amazing to be able, not just to be working beside her, but to watch her in action. So I'm super excited that she's made this long drive here today to tell her story. And I'm going to bring up Cindy
Well, I'm sure, we need to get a picture from here, you guys.
Yeah.
Make sure we get a picture from here. I'm sorry, I'm gonna scoot over here because this is the most important part of my life, okay? It's right here. So my name is Cindy Maddox and I've been in the industry for over 47 years. I fell in love with the industry a long time ago, I'm a people person, and the one thing that I got to do every single time I was working with the company is I got to go out and gather friends, okay? And the thing about network marketing, there's no part of this industry that you can do by yourself, none. You cannot network with just me. Hi, how are you doing? Oh, you're doing really good. Oh, nope. You guys, it takes a whole group of people. And when she said about my community, okay? This is my husband. We've been married for over 50 years, okay? And this is his pride and joy. That's our little Blakely. She is gonna be 7. She's our great-granddaughter. Mike and I have been married for 50 years. My daughter just turned 50, and she is loving those products because she got to get off of all those drugs that were dealing with her hormonal imbalances. And my blessing, okay, about this industry was we have a 400-acre ranch, okay? All bought and paid for. Network marketing was a huge part of when I said yes to moving back to the ranch to buy it, was that I was gonna give back, okay? I wasn't gonna move out there for no reason at all. I was gonna move back because my husband was born there, my grandkids were born there, my children were born there, and now our great-granddaughter, okay? So I had a reason to be there, but I was so cause-driven that I knew that 17 years later, coming back to the ranch meant that I had to do something important and valuable with my life. So I created Camp Maddox, okay? Camp Maddox was started 35 years ago. We had a lot of, I was one of those kids that never got to go to camp, okay? Because my parents said we couldn't afford it. We were not poor, but they just said we couldn't afford it. And I wanted to make sure that at no point in time, some kid was gonna get told that they couldn't come to camp because their parents couldn't afford it. So our blessing to our community for over 35 years and you guys, we've had so many thousands and thousands of kids on the ranch that this right here is a rock wall, okay? And behind that rock wall are caves that you could run in and out of, and the kids have enjoyed it. And literally, there's part of my camp. Those are camp kids from 2 years ago, okay? Camp is not something where we have big giant cabins. We have 12 big giant tents. And these kids are gonna come out and they're gonna learn to see what country living's all about. They're gonna go to the garden and they're gonna pick up some fresh vegetables. They're gonna go out and they're gonna see the beekeeper that's pulling bee honey out of the bee boxes. They're gonna come over and Papa Mike's gonna take them on a trail ride all the way around the ranch, sitting on hay bales, and they're gonna look up at those stars and they're gonna think, I'll never forget this as long as I live. 35 years later, guys, I still have kids that come up to me and say, that was the best time of my life. And I knew that it costs a lot of money. And because I live in California, Mike and I had made a decision that December of 2023, and I had just come into this company, that he was gonna retire after 40 years of him working as a pipe fitter welder. We were gonna be debt-free, okay? Now, I don't know if you guys know what debt-free looks like, but I do. And I knew that I wasn't gonna owe anybody anything. And I was gonna have anybody that ever needed something. You guys know the best way to help the poor? The absolute best way to help the poor is to not be one. Do you guys know that you can do so much more when you have so much to give? And it doesn't just mean a piece of dirt. I always tell everybody, you guys can come to camp in my backyard, I have a big piece of dirt, and I'm just passing through, okay? That's not my permanent residence, okay? So you have to understand that when you talk about, you know, my grandson got married, we have a granddaughter, a great-granddaughter, and I look back and I think, wow, my husband, my grandkids, my kids, great-grandkids, we've had an Easter egg hunt, you guys, for over 50 years, 57 years, basically. But that was before I met my husband, but over 50 years. We've had an event for over 60 years. You guys, thousands and thousands and thousands of people that have been on that land that have said, wow, you know, this is the most beautiful place I've ever been, and I get to look at it every day. We have our organics license now for our garden out in the front yard, and of course, guess who drives everything? Her and Papa. She just got the brand new riding lawnmower, and guess what she said? Papa, get off. Get off. So Papa had to turn the blades off underneath and let her drive around the yard thinking that she was mowing the lawn. She was mowing the lawn, and she comes in and says, Grandma, come look. And I said, you guys, there's no price that I wouldn't pay for all the smiles that I've seen on that ranch. And the industry, you know, when you talk about dreams coming true, because you're willing to do a little bit more. You're like, okay, what do I have to do to be debt-free? What do I have to do to be debt-free? What does that look like for you? I don't know. But I knew what it looked like for me, and I can tell you right now, my husband put in 40 years of his life. Every day, 3:30 in the morning, I got up, made his lunch, made his coffee, sent him on his merry way because he worked an hour away from the nuclear power plant, and he had to be there an hour early because he was the boss. And so we'd send him on his merry way. 40 years, he did that. And it was a long drive, every day. But I can tell you, after 40 years of him doing that, I was able to do and replace that income coming into this company within 1 year. Took him 40, took me 1. Who do you think was the winner? Both were. I was just a little ahead of the game. But the thing is that because of network marketing, and you never know who you're gonna bring in that's gonna say, I'm ready now, okay? Every single person that's sitting in this room right now, you are so lucky. Not because of the quality of our products. They're the best I've seen. You guys, Vitalite is like my absolute best friend. I started with the Simple 6, and when we came in with the GLP-3, okay, I was that person. You guys have seen those famous feet? Those are mine. That big giant foot in January, that was mine. And 3 days later, my foot was back to normal. Normal. I kept thinking, I remember sitting on the floor crying because I had never had a product that changed my life like this. I've had a weight agenda, okay, for a long time. I was always still a great person, had a big heart. People would say, oh, you have best heart? And I'd say, yeah, I do, got a big heart. I sat on the floor and I cried because for the first time in my life, I didn't have food noise. I didn't crave chocolate. I used to tell all my friends, my girlfriends, I said, when I die, get the biggest bucket of hot fudge and just throw me right in. Because I love chocolate. You guys, I've had 2 little pieces of chocolate since January 10th. I sat on that floor and I sat there and my husband, he goes, wow. My daughter kept calling, Mom, have you eaten yet? Mom, you have to eat something. I said, all my life I've been telling you, you're telling me, quit eating. That's how you gain weight. And then now it's, Mom, did you eat yet? Mom, I'm like, I'm not hungry. I'm not hungry. Quit telling me that. I'm not hungry. I've lost 41 pounds. Get my waistline back, but it's not just about that, you guys.
That's right.
It's
That's right.
freedom. It's freedom to make choices. And when you sit and you look at this little bottle, and I always tell everybody I carry it with me. And right now it's booby trapped. Okay? I have fun with my business, okay? You know why? Because there are so many people out there praying every day for us. Praying every day. How am I gonna make a difference? I tell everybody, if today was my last day, I said the lasting legacy that I have, that I've been a community leader, I helped start the food bank, I've been blessed beyond blessed, but I've worked hard. I've worked hard. And my husband would say, oh, now what? Now what are we doing? Where are we going? I've been on over 55 trips paid for by the companies that I work for in network marketing. Free. Cars, things. And I can't tell you, for me, it's to be able to share an event like this and say, hey, you're coming with me, huh? Penny, you're coming with me. I don't care how much things cost anymore. I don't even look at the price of things because I don't like to shop. But I can tell you right now, you guys, people are struggling. I've never seen more struggle than I have in this last year. I mean, and I'm one of those people because people call me and say, Cindy, what should we do? Where are you shopping now? My daughter shops for me. Sorry. But the biggest thing, you guys, is that the number one thing you guys have got to remember every single day is these things are so life-changing, you can't skip them. You can't say, well, I'll take my products next week. You guys know when I sit down and people say, oh my gosh, do you take all of that? And I say, only on the days I want to live. Those are the days that I take those products, okay? Because those are the days that we're able to make a difference. But I can tell you that I've lived in the same town my whole life. I've lived in 6 different houses my whole life. Outlaw Beach is my heritage, so if you went from LA to San Francisco, I'm smack dab in the middle. I have a big giant backyard. Thousands of kids are like always calling, Mrs. Maddox, can I have my wedding there? We have on the side of the mountain, you guys, the whole side of the mountain. At every Camp Maddox event, every camp kid has to paint a rock. And they have to paint the rock with their name on it, and they have to paint the rock with the date of their camp. And then the last day of camp, every single one of those kids goes and puts their rock on the side of that mountain that's formed in the shape of a heart. And when airplanes fly over, they can see that heart. And I'm gonna tell you something. My kids, the day they leave Camp Maddox, are always told the same thing. If there's ever a time in your life when you need to come back, and you need to be around all those people that made you so happy, or things that you need to sit and pray about, we have a cross on the hill. My husband's sister was killed at 33. And my husband's mom and dad are both out there with us, and they're gone, but they're still with us. And but the biggest thing, you guys, is that those kids come, they'll call me and say, Mrs. Maddox, can I come and take my senior pictures? I want to go up to the cross. I want to come out, and I want to go to the heart. I want to go find my rock. And I said, if you need to come and find your rock, you just let me know what day you're coming, so they don't send the patrol out there for you, you know, so we know you got somebody in the backyard. But you guys, you know something? Every time that phone rings, every single time there's somebody that needs something, you guys, we all have the ability to help people. And the best way that we can help people right now is to introduce them to 3 International, because these products will change the course of people's lives. And this little bottle will do that. And it will make them happy. with all the other products that we have. And the reason why I think I did so well in the beginning, you guys, I was on the Simple 6 products, and literally the first week, 9 days, I'd lost 11 pounds. And I kept thinking, wow, this little bottle, you guys, I'm telling you, it's a miracle. It's like a little miracle in a bottle. And you guys think about the quality. When you ask somebody to try something, to buy something, you know that you're giving them the best quality, you know that you're giving them their money's worth, and you know beyond a shadow of a doubt, if they said yes to doing this business, and you put them on the right path, that there's no way they can fail. So, I think that's it.